Female Football Focus, switching the field, keeping you updated with the latest women's football news.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is you're listening to this and whatever you're doing, welcome to episode 6 of Female Football Focus. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing all the quarter-final games, so Norway versus England, France versus USA, Italy beat the Netherlands, and Germany versus Sweden. We'll also be discussing the all-important semis which happen next week, so let's kick off with England versus Norway. Neville started the game with only one change since England's win over Cameroon. Definitely make sure you listen to last week's podcast if you haven't already, as we did talk a lot about that game, well, I guess the issues about that game. Definitely check that out if you haven't already. Anyway, Stokes came in for Greenwood for a tactical change, despite Greenwood scoring in the previous game. And I mean, this was never really going to be an easy game for England. Norway have looked strong in all their games really, even their loss to France they looked good. But it took the Lionesses only 3 minutes to score. Yep, some nice build-up play with a great run down the wing by Bronze, who managed to get around the defender and cut the ball back to Ellen White, who missed it. Yeah, you don't see her missing these that often. But backing her up was Jill Scott, who managed to adjust her feet quickly and side-foot it into the bottom left corner off the inside of the post, and we have a new fastest goal of the tournament. 1-0 to England. What a great start. England were on top most of the half and came close a few times. The ball was thrown into Paris, who played it over the top of the defender into the path of Ellen White, who volleyed it perfectly, but this time it smashed the post and bounced away. What a beautiful technique though. Would have been a lovely goal. Then, in the 40th minute, some more link-up play down the right-hand side, Bronze into Paris, who unselfishly squared it to Ellen White, who put the ball in the back of the net to make it 2-0 to England. What a great first half performance. The second half started a bit differently though. Norway were looking dangerous. They had nothing to lose anymore. 2-0 down, they needed something. Some really nice defending from Horton prevented a possible goal. She really did save us then. Not long after though, we were given a free kick to the side of the 18. Mead pulled it back low on the ground to an unmarked Lucy Bronze, who, with an amazing bullet-like strike, put it in the back of the net to make it 3 for the Lionesses. Wasn't that a familiar sight? Almost identical to her goal against them in 2015. Norway did have a few warnings though. Really good goal. 10 minutes after, another poor back pass like last week put Norway through on goal. Utland took a heavy touch round Bardsley and struck it low, but Horton was on the goal line to clear it away. Another piece of brilliant defending there. I mean, that's as good as a goal. Horton just does so well to read the play. Like, she saw exactly what was happening and ran straight to the goal line to cover Bardsley. Just a really good defender, and what a game she had. She really saved us a few times. They got close again, but a good save by Bardsley kept them out. A bit too many mistakes at the back. We really need to limit these. All teams make mistakes, but I think England have made quite a few mistakes in all of their games. And we really need to limit these, especially the back passes. That has to stop. We have to look after the ball better. In the 82nd minute, a penalty was awarded England's way. A push on Horton, definitely a penalty there. Nikita Paris stepped up to take it despite her miss last week, and it was saved again. Credit to the keeper, it was a great save, but Paris has to put those right in the corner. I feel bad for her though, her last 2 penalties both have been saved, but Neville has said she will take the next one, and I think he has to. Despite that penalty, England still win 3-0 and they reach the semi-finals. A very good performance by them today. On to the big game now. Hosts France played champions USA, and what a game it was. The first goal came in the first 5 minutes with a free kick on an angle for the USA. Rapinoe struck it low and hard, a mess in the box distracted the keeper, and it went in. An early lead for the US. How did no one get a touch on that? How did it just go straight through? No idea, but what a perfect start for the US. And what a game this was. Both teams really battled it out and put everything in. USA seemed on top for most parts, but in the second half, France knew they needed to do something and started to push players forward. Just when France thought one was coming for them, the USA struck on the counter-attack. A great ball from Heath. She knew exactly where Rapinoe was. And, of course, Rapinoe makes it 2-0 for the USA. Really good goal that. Not long after, USA got another one, again on another counter-attack. But this time, luckily for France, it was offside. It was so tight. France were really lucky there. They have to be careful pushing so many players forward. They just left themselves so open at the back, and USA really played on that. In the 81st minute, when it wasn't looking like France's day, they were awarded a free kick. It was swung into the path of an unmarked Renard, who headed it in to give France some hope. She's just so good in the air. I mean, the fact that she's so tall, I guess, helps a lot. But it wasn't enough. A tense last 10 minutes with a penalty shout where the ball did hit the defender's arm, but her arm was clearly by her side, so definitely no penalty, means USA make it through to their 8th consecutive World Cup semi-final. On to the other side of the draw now. Underdogs Italy played European champions the Netherlands in a very hot game. I think it was like 32 degrees Celsius or something, so there was drink breaks. The game started slow, I mean, no surprise with the heat, and it was a pretty uneventful first half. In the second half though, the Netherlands certainly came out on top. In the 58th minute, a corner fell to Martins on the edge of the 18, who managed to loft it over and gets almost enough dip on it, but unfortunately it hits the bar. So close for the Netherlands. Then, a low free kick not long after, struck with a lot of pace, skims off the post for the Netherlands. So close again. It's definitely coming. Not long after that one, they were given another free kick, quite far out this time. It was swung into an unmarked Miedema, who headed it in to the far post. Perfectly timed run and a really good header, 1-0 to the Netherlands. It was definitely coming though. The Netherlands have been on top the whole half. And 10 minutes later, another free kick gave them their second. Another header. I think Italy really met their match in the second half. The Netherlands gave them absolutely nothing. Italy hardly had any chances in the second half. I think that's possibly one of the best performances we've seen from the Netherlands in the second half. They really came out to win. And so the Netherlands progressed through to their first ever World Cup semi-final. So I thought Italy might have been the ones to surprise us in the quarter-finals, but the Netherlands proved why they were European champions. And the shock actually came in the next game, Germany versus Sweden. The first goal came in the 16th minute. A poor clearance by Sweden gave the ball straight to the Brits, who played a great ball into Magul, who scored a superb goal. She flicked it up for herself and volleyed it into the back of the net. The keeper had no chance. It was a really good goal. She took it really well. Sweden came back 6 minutes later though with a beautiful ball over the top, literally from their back line all the way over the top into Germany's half, into Jakobsen, who one-on-one with the keeper put it in the bottom left corner, 1-1. Sometimes all you have to do is put one over the top. And the German defenders really looked like they were sleeping. Like, did they not expect her to play it over the top? Or did they not see her run? I don't know. Another great finish. The German defenders struggled a few times at the back, and in the second half, Sweden actually took the lead. A cross in from Jakobsen headed towards the far post, a good save, but the ball falls to Blackstenius, who smashes it into the empty net. Good play by Sweden. The German defence were nowhere though. There was 4 defenders in the box for Germany and 3 attackers for Sweden. A free header, the defender was caught ball watching, and a bit of luck that the ball falls to Blackstenius, but there was 2 defenders around her. How was nobody marking her? They have been caught out a few times. Sweden could have had 2 or 3, maybe more to be honest. With not long left, there was a penalty shout the other end. The ball was crossed into Pop, who went up for the header. The keeper came to punch, but missed it completely and took out Pop instead. Now, Sweden got extremely lucky here, so Pop was actually just offside. Like, it was so close. It's literally one of the closest I've ever seen. Like, she was literally so close. So no penalty. Sweden got extremely lucky. Wow, that was close. So the Germans kept throwing players forward, knowing that they needed something. They were 2-1 down, and in added time, they got close. It looked like this was it. They were going to equalise in the last minute. But unfortunately, she couldn't keep the header down and headed it right over the bar. And that means the Germans are out. Sweden win 2-1. Now, Sweden have performed quite well actually. They gave USA a good game in their group, and then they beat Canada Canada in the last 16. Really, really good win for Sweden. Sweden progressed to the semi-finals. Okay, so let's talk semi-finals. England will play champions USA. This will be a really close game. I'm so excited for this game, but so nervous at the same time. Do I think England can win? Yes, I really do. I think we can do this, but they really need to be on their game and not give USA anything at the back because they will punish us. I think it's going to be so close, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how Lucy Bronze deals with Rapinoe, or even the other way around. Like, they're both two superb players. That's going to be a really good battle. I mean, it's just going to be such a good game. The key for us, I think, is scoring early. We've managed to do it most games, and I think that's really helped us. That's given us confidence. Yeah, we have kind of looked sloppy, but again, like I've been saying, it's kind of like a mentality thing. I think scoring early for us in this game especially will really give us that confidence and belief that we can do it, and I think that will really help. It's going to be really tough though. Like I said, I just hope we can do this. Come on, England. And of course, by USA beating France in the quarterfinals, that means Team GB will have a place at the Olympics. This is because the top 3 European sides qualify for the Olympics. Yeah, kinda silly because 7 of the 8 quarterfinal teams were European and only 3 can qualify. So don't see how they get that, but doesn't matter because we qualified. But it certainly needs to be looked at for the future ones. I think 3 European sides isn't good enough when you look at how talented some of these sides are. Like an Olympics with no France or Germany. Wow. So anyway, joining Team GB at the Olympics, in the other semi-final, the Netherlands play Sweden. This will be an interesting one as well. If the Netherlands play like they did in the second half against Italy, I think it's theirs for the taking. But Sweden looks so dangerous on the counter-attack. They have a lot of talent up top. Could they be the shock of the tournament? Sweden certainly have a chance. I really can't wait for these semi-finals. It's going to be so good. I just hope England can win. Then I'll be happy. So, England will play USA on Tuesday at 8 p.m. and the Netherlands will play Sweden on Wednesday at 8 p.m. 2 really big games. Can't wait to watch them, can't wait to talk about them. So, that concludes episode 6. Some great games this week and 2 really tough games to look forward to. I'm really hoping that England will win. It would just be so amazing if we could beat USA and finally make it to a final, especially after last time. But it's all down to Tuesday and I just hope we perform well. I guess that's all you can ask. So yeah, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Make sure you listen to the others if you haven't already. Follow us on Instagram at Female Football Focus and follow us on Twitter at FFFPodCST. And remember, you can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and now YouTube. Make sure you're listening next week when we find out who's going to be in that final. Come on, England.